person, Andri Yunus, a guy known for criticizing the government, was targeted in a way that's just brutal. It's meant to silence you, to scar you. With burns over almost 20% of his body and damage to his eye, this wasn't something anyone could ignore. It became a huge story.
Now, Najwa Shihab, the interviewer, she immediately made the case that this wasn't just some random, isolated incident. No, she argued this was part of a much bigger, much more disturbing pattern.
And this is where she lays out her evidence. She presents this list of names, journalists, activists, other critics, who have all, she says, been intimidated recently. The implication here is powerful. It's meant to show that this isn't just one attack, it's a campaign. It suggests there's a coordinated effort to shut down dissenting voices.
And so she takes this pattern, this list of names, and puts the question right to the president. Is the space for people to speak their minds, to criticize their own government, actually shrinking? I mean, that's a huge question to ask a head of state.
So how does the president handle this? Well, his initial response was strong. It was forceful. And honestly, it's pretty much exactly what you'd want to hear from your leader in a situation like this.
He didn't pull any punches. He calls it barbaric terrorism. And then he makes this direct personal promise: I guarantee it. He vows to find not just the guys who threw the acid, but whoever was behind it, even if they're wearing a uniform. No one, he says, is above the law.
But then, just as he makes that solid guarantee, the whole conversation takes a sharp turn. The president pivots and introduces a completely different theory, a much, much more complicated one.
And just like that, we're not talking about a criminal investigation anymore. We're in the world of spies and covert ops. The president starts to float this really provocative idea. What if this attack isn't what it looks like on the surface?
And this is where he drops the bombshell term, false flag operation. It's a classic intelligence concept. The idea is that your enemies carry out an attack but make it look like you did it, all to make you look bad. He's suggesting these attacks could be engineered specifically to make his government look tyrannical. And he didn't stop there. He started connecting the dots, at least in his view, to a much bigger picture. He brings up foreign powers trying to destabilize the country, even a so-called domestic deep state. His words for government officials he thinks are secretly working against his reforms. So, this is where we land. We're left with two totally contradictory stories trying to explain the exact same event. Is this the government systematically silencing its critics, or is this a sophisticated plot by hidden enemies to make the government look oppressive?
And this really gets to the core tension of the entire interview. You have the president's bold promises on one side clashing directly with this deep-seated public skepticism born from years of history.
The interviewer really zeroes in on